Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Fish Sound Patrol bringing you a single player battle. Wow, why did I do that? This is from my legendary campaign as the Tokugawa. So I just wanted to do one of these battles. I didn't record like the whole campaign. Kind of wish I did, but yeah, I just couldn't. I'd done so many attempts to the campaign. I was like, screw it, I'm just running through it. So this was one of the battles that I thought it was kind of cool, and it shows you some ways to deal with the AI in this game. So as I said, on the Tokugawa, this is what I called my home guard. We had just solidified the east of Japan and taken all the provinces, but this Hatakeyama army way over here on the hill had landed like in the southeast of Japan and was running around. Actually, no, he didn't even land there. He just walked straight from the western line deep into my territory. I just had no units to stop him. So he just kind of walked and finally was just mucking around in southeast Japan. So I was tailing him with the home guard, hoping he would take a city and then I could besiege it and fight a defensive battle. But then another invasion force landed in the far north of Japan. So I was like, okay, I got to go up there. So I have to deal with this Hatakeyama army right now. And so I attacked him here. So ended up being pretty bad terrain for me. He was on flat ground, but as you can see, his starting location is right next to this big old hill right here. And that's going to be a big problem because my army is almost entirely Yari Ashigaru. I've got like, let's do a quick count here, 6, 7. So I got 13 Yari Ashigaru and then 3 Bow Ashigaru and a light cavalry in my general. So it's not an assault force. Like, I have no assaulting infantry. And unfortunately, he has like 5 or 6 bows. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good lord, he had that. He has 6 bows that I can see. There's probably more hidden, but he has a lot of bows. So if you watch my other video, it's kind of musing on my campaign. I said that bows are extremely dangerous and legendary, and yes, you'll see how I deal with them because my first priority was kill those bows. If I can kill the bows, I can maybe get a nice spear wall going and grind them down. But I got to kill the bows, because if I just try and engage with their bows just raining arrows on me, I'm absolutely going to lose. So we're in the fog. I'm attacking in the fog because it hurts your missile accuracy. So on Legendary, like even if they have like any bows, you pretty much want to attack in the fog. And it makes it more difficult because on Legendary, you don't get the mini-map, so you can't see where units are using that. You have to just be able to look and see them. And obviously in the fog, it can be very difficult, especially if you're fighting like the Hatakeyama, who are white, like me. And then the fog kind of obscures everything, and it can actually be really difficult. It's actually really interesting how that changes the battle when you can't use the mini-map, because you're just so used to being able to glance at it and get an immediate view of the battlefield, but you can't do that nearly as easily without the mini-map. So here I am setting up on the foot of the hill, and whoa. I'm trying to look at the best angle here. Unfortunately, there's a ridge right here, which I can't actually move on. So this whole area is like blocked. So okay, I'm gonna have to like go up this way, which isn't too bad because I'm gonna try and lure him into attacking my spear wall and just kind of chewing himself up on that, because his army is mostly Yari Ashigaru as well. In fact, I think all of his infantry are Yari Ashigaru with maybe a couple Yari Samurai. That's kind of a good thing on the campaign. The AI builds lots of Yari Samurai, which just get absolutely devastated by a Yari Ashigaru spear wall. So that ends up being good for me. So I'm shifting my forces over where I have this avenue of approach without a ridge, and his bows are going to start coming up now. I'm really afraid here that he's going to start attacking me right now because I'm not in a position that I want to be in, with the ridge like being over here. Like, I'm just not in position to attack right now, and he's moving with. Thankfully, the AI is being as brilliant as it is. It's going to make a pretty big tactical mistake. His bows are not in position at all to really check this. Just do a quick count. Yeah, it was 6 bows. So he has twice as many bows as me, and they're a lot more powerful. So I'm going to send my light cavalry up to try and deal with these bows while my guys get into position. And not quite. Look how slow they're moving up that hill. I was like, oh my god. So I pull them off at the last second because these Yari Ashigaru are going to kind of check it. And my bows are going to move up and start skirmishing. I do manage to get a little bit of a charge into the bows, and that's going to distract the bows. And usually if you engage a missile unit in melee, the AI will just kind of rush with the bows and not shoot with them. It's really stupid, but something you can really exploit. But you'll need to on Legendary, or else the bow's just absolutely going to shred you. But thankfully it's the fog, and I got this tree line here protecting me, so I'm not going to take that many shots from the bows. His Yari Ashigaru are just going to rush my bows, and I'm going to push them back behind my line. But that's going to be really good because for some reason AI just really hates when you touch their bows, man. He's just freaking out. So I throw my first line into the spear wall. So things that I pretty much always do in the campaign. You don't want one big long line of Ashigaru in the campaign. Usually, you really want interior lines because then it keeps the general radius able to affect your guys. And thankfully, these have some decent experience chains. So this one's got 10 morale. So yeah, that's pretty good. But you really want interior lines against the Ashigaru, because then if it forces the enemy into the exterior lines and he gets really spread out, that really affects his morale as well. So just taking some arrow fire, and I'm trying to just lure him off the hill because I don't want to assault up this hill with Yari Ashigaru. That's just not good. So got some Yari Ashigaru responding to his little strike force, but he's going to pull back as well. My general tries to get around, but it gets checked by those Yari Ashigaru and has to kind of pull out. But it's going to leave it open to run in and try and mess with these bows a little bit. My bows are returning fire. Look at that. This unit's down to 133. And that's even like, look at this one. This Yari Shigaru is down to 115 men already. Like, even in the fog with this tree line, these bows are absolutely just shredding my Yari Ashigaru. So that was my first priority. Like, you can see why I really want to take these bows out. So I managed to lure all his bows into a nice condensed spot, and my cavalry is going to go up and just hit them to try and lure them down into my spear wall. And they're going to break contact and move back. Pop and smoke temporarily. Unfortunately, not quite going to get him off the hill. Look at this. My Yari Ashigaru are going to start moving now because I think, well, I can pin his bows down with my Yari Ashigaru right now, and that would be great. If I can get him into melee, that would just be huge. And this, look, see how stupid the AI is with their bows. They're just like chasing my cavalry like idiots. So these two Yari Ashigaru can capitalize on that and take those bows out, and they're going to start waving, realize the stupid thing they just did, those idiots. But he's like way far from the general. I guess general way in the back, just letting his men get torn up. So they're not even in a spear wall. My Ashigaru are just running up because I think, man, if I could take his bows off the field, I can just skirmish him off the hill, and it's going to be really great. Because that's like my only chance as we assault up this hill. Look at that, 116 men in this unit. 115 in that one. 136 in that one. Oh, they're going to take a few arrows to the face. I do get them in a spear wall right before they make contact. Excuse me. So that when the Yari Ashigaru from his side come down, I'll have some kind of a wall. That's when the reserves are going to start coming up. So what I'm planning on doing is trying to wipe these bows out with my first line of Yari Ashigaru, and then the second line can take their place as the first line retreats. But I got to get these bows off the field first, so my cavalry is going to come around and try and get these guys to rout. Because again, they're mostly bow Ashigaru. There's a couple samurai there, but mostly Ashigaru. So hopefully a big shock can lure him in. So his line's in disarray. He doesn't even know what to do. He's fallen for my trap, and the bows are just getting absolutely wrecked. So, like, you see those casualties I took from those bows? Like, even under ideal conditions, yeah, he had a nice terrain with the elevation. Like, he had the high ground, but even in the fog with the trees, he was just shredding my Yari Ashigaru. And there it goes. Man, all those bows are now gone. There's one that rallied, it has 43 men, but I'm not worried about it. So thankfully, I do lure him off the hill. The AI being not very smart. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. And he's just not happy about me touching his bow. So the first line of Yari Ashigaru is just in a retreat. They're just running down the mountain wall. My second line in spear wall is going to start slowly assaulting up the hill and going to catch them out of spear wall and just start grinding them down. My cavalry has retreated back to behind the lines and going to start repositioning themselves for some big charges. So you see his Yari Ashigaru just kind of running in, being really dumb. Thankfully, they'd taken some attrition from spending a turn in the winter, so they're all hurt and just going to grind into my guys. I get caught a little bit with my general and my cavalry of the Yari Ashigaru attacking there, but I got one right here to kind of counteract them. So cavalry's going to pull out. Really worried about losing my general there. It's never fun. But look at this. Somehow Yari Ashigaru slipped all the way around and attacked my bows. But I don't care at this point. My spear wall is holding pretty well against his blob. Look at this. Like, these two units right up here were just holding. But I eventually ordered them to retreat. Because, actually, did they rout? Yeah, they routed. But they held out pretty well. I mean, they held off the enemy front line. And we're going to see some wavering on my line. I'm really worried at this point because got some wavering, but I'm still in a very good position. Managed to sandwich him here between the two bows so that unit will rout. But then I see the wavering. He's just getting ground up on my Yari spear wall. And then the first rank is going to come back up in spear wall and just reinforce the line. And we're just going to push our way up this hill against this disorganized mass and just mow him down. So that's when I unleash the fire arrows, though. Try and get a nice little morale shock. Right here towards the end of the battle and make him break. This flank's going to get supported by these Yari Ashigaru, and I'm just going to just wait for him to get ground down. Yari Ashigaru, very good in the campaign. I used almost entirely Yari Ashigaru. I hardly use any samurai, partly because they recruit much faster, and they're a lot cheaper. So, very good unit. But again, you got to be careful if you're like assaulting up a hill. You gotta pull some tricks out of your bag there to do that. So, this is just one of the battles I thought was kind of cool from my legendary campaign, and I popped the rally here as we finish off this battle. He's got some mass wavering. His general's still a 30 out of 30, but his units are gone. They're routing, and I've done it. I took the enemy on this hill with no assault troops, and that's the kind of stuff you have to pull out if you're going to win the legendary campaign. Going to try and take out his general, as he is still on the field, just wavering. Very good. Because also, yeah, you got to have a general in your army pretty much. If you don't have a general, like, your guys will rout almost immediately, and it's really crazy. So even if you just kill the general, that's really huge. So watching the last of his army, and there they go. They are broken. Did we get the general? I don't... Oh, there he is. No, we didn't get the general in this fight, but we were able to clean up the army immediately after this. So that's it. That was one of the battles I did, and that's the kind of stuff you got to do on Legendary. So thanks for watching, everybody, and good luck on the battlefield.